Poppy, here we are. It's the start of another
Yeah.
BUCS Super Rugby season.
Season number 6.
I'm still here, you're still here.
Yeah.
Old stages.
Yeah.
You still love it as much as ever?
Yeah. Always love it more every year.
Yeah? And why is that? Tell the new viewers who will have captured with the new university intake. Why is it so good?
I think if I think back to like my rugby opportunities growing up, if I had to relive any stage, I'd go back to Exeter Uni, because it just felt so unique in terms of what that rugby experience is. Like, it's 3 years where you're kind of looked after financially by the government. You can study a little bit, you can play a lot of rugby, you can socialise, you can challenge yourself, but you've got a lot of support around you as well. So I suppose just trying to replicate that, and it's nice to see more people engaging kind of in that student experience space. So yeah, I mean, I've obviously been at Exeter for a long time. It's like my 11th year or something being in Exeter. So maybe maybe it's too long, I don't know. But still love it just as much as I did when I was there as a student.
Yeah.
More, but still love it, yeah.
So the stakes feel like a little bit higher.
Yeah,
in the
every
rugby,
year, for sure.
in the rugby, like year on year now. And, you know, we've just been talking about the World Cup. We're right in the mixer of the biggest World Cup ever. And so many of our players, past and present still, are making up these international teams.
Yeah, it's nice to see players like Nancy McGilvery. Obviously, she was within a little bit of that kind of England setup. And then Ireland got their teeth into her. And she, you know, is potentially going to be making her World Cup debut in the next couple of games, which is exciting. And she came through the uni pathway. And Nancy was one of those that we only got a short kind of exposure to her with her at the uni, but a really good kid. She's come through kind of BUCS rugby. She enjoyed herself while she was with us, and now she's getting to play in a World Cup, which is amazing. So there's lots of players that are reaping the benefits of what BUCS gives them. World Cup is the cherry on top. BUCS is the main part. So.
But BUCS is the main part.
Obviously.
BUCS is the main part. Now,
World Cup's just the top,
Yeah.
just the cherry.
Now, as a player, you've won the main part. As a coach, it still eludes you slightly.
I know.
So how much is that desire burn to be here in, what are we, like 10 months time? 8 months time, something like that.
As long as you forgive me.
Anyway, here
Yeah.
and seeing your girls raise that trophy.
Yeah, I think obviously there's always that competitive element that we want to win and lift a trophy. Like, I think anyone that's in the game that doesn't feel like that probably isn't supposed to be in the game. That's what sport is about. I think last year I did really feel like we were going to do it. We seem to always meet Loughborough in a semi, which seems to be a little bit of our kryptonite at the moment, which is fine because actually every time we play them, it's pretty well matched. They've got a decent kind of plethora of PWR players that are accessible to them. And last year we weren't really in that space. We had really what I believe to be like core BUCS Super Rugby players, and we held our own. And I think we're pretty unfortunate on the day not to come away with a win. But of course we want to lift the trophy. I think we've got a really nice group of freshers coming into us this year. Some really talented players that I think have got a really bright future. But I think as long as people are retained in the game, they're enjoying it, they're coming away with a good degree, they're having a really positive experience, I think the winning is like a byproduct of that. So I think if we can get lots of success in other areas, I think we've got the capability and the possibility to win something. And obviously I'd like to do that. But there's lots of other things I think are successful too that we can focus on.
Amen to that. Love
Amen
that. Love that philosophy.
Thank
Love
you.
that philosophy. So building on upon that.
Yeah.
You know, as I mentioned, we get a lot of new viewers, a lot of new people getting interested, and particularly because of the successes internationally. Sum up Exeter. We've established that you are Exeter through and through. So sum up Exeter University Women's Rugby.
That's a hard question, really. It changes every year, which I suppose. Like, I feel like the last couple of years we had with like the Naomi Brennans and stuff, like that group was super cohesive, passionate, driven, competitive, and probably threw everything they could at rugby. That was like their main focus point for the last 3 years. But I would say that probably the group of players that we've got coming through now have a slightly different agenda and a different perspective on what competitive sport is like and how to balance that. So it'll be interesting to see. I was only saying earlier, the freshers get young, or they stay the same age actually, and I get older. So I feel like every year I've got a younger group of people that I need to figure out. But I think the core bit to it is ultimately like having genuine, strong connections with each other. A lot of the players that have moved on I would deem to be friends of mine now, who I remain in touch with. Even those that go halfway across the world to Hong Kong, Neve Orchard, I still care deeply about her and want the best for her. So I think it's a lot about that like genuine connection piece and feeling that you're seen, you're supported, and you're heard whilst you're at Exeter, and that we can help facilitate that. So yeah, that kind of genuine connection piece, I think, is what's kind of kept me there. Too many friends.
Too many friends.
Too many friends to leave.
Too many friends. Too many friends. Well, Poppy, hopefully you'll be making some core memories with a new group of friends here later on in the season. Thanks so much for the time.
No worries, anytime.